My name is Solange Williams.
Mi nombre es Lilia Reyes.
My name is Lindsay North. I'm a caseworker at ChildLink.
I am a caseworker at ChildLink, and I've worked here for 10 years.
I've been here for almost a year.
He estado trabajando con ChildLink ya 6 años.
And I love my job.
I specialize in mentoring and caring for adolescents between the ages of 17 and 21.
I provide case management for foster care.
I basically make sure that they have all of the essentials needed for survival.
A child is brought into the ChildLink agency after there has been an investigation found out of abuse or neglect, and we then intervene and place them in a foster home.
Did you know here in Illinois there are over 15,000 children in foster care?
That's 15,000 more than what it should be.
And it really makes me sad.
It makes me want to go out and do something more, give more, perhaps even one day maybe even being a foster parent myself.
We specialize in providing foster care services,
Adopción, servicios para jóvenes sin hogares,
and transitioning adolescents to adulthood. We pride ourselves in seeking nurturing foster homes and placing our children in an environment where their needs are met, regardless of sexual orientation, gender, or race.
¿Qué puedes hacer tú para ayudar a nuestros niños? La primera cosa que queremos hacer es reunir a estos niños con su familia.
all you need to do to become a foster parent is call ChildLink, and we'll go from there.
Please help us link these children to your heart and to your home.
You can make a difference by becoming a foster parent.
It truly, truly, truly helps.
The foster parents offer the kids love and support, as well as a means of guidance and a safe home.
You can call ChildLink at
Al 312-377-4735.
312-377-4735.
Help make a difference. Become a foster parent.
They can expect to have a child in their home who really needs love and support, and they can expect to feel really good about what they're doing.
Cameron Matthews. Dr. Matthews is not only a family physician, but she is also an advocate and a mentor. Prior to her position with Miles Square Health Center, Dr. Matthews served as Site Medical Director of the Division Street site of Erie Family Health Center. She also previously worked at Cermak Human Services of Cook County, where she provided for detainees of the Cook County Department of Corrections. She works to help the underserved through various efforts and a very, very busy schedule, which includes the promotion of her work in community health to the next generation of clinicians. As a mentor connecting with future healthcare professionals, she supports the efforts of students while on their medical paths and opens their minds to new opportunities. Outside of her role as a clinician, she and a friend founded Tour for Diversity in Medicine. And it's great, a program that works to educate, inspire, and cultivate future minority physicians. She is a true inspiration to young women everywhere, and we are excited to present her with an award. Dr. Matthews, come on up here.
Patients there, but I am by no means the reason for its great work. Miles Square Health Center, now a part of the University of Illinois, was actually founded back in 1967. We're one of the oldest community health centers. And the concept of community health is quite important because it's very different from the way a lot of people in our country receive their medical care. A lot of us get it at some big named university downtown, and it's fancy and it's a little bit scary, and there's big parking decks and you get confused and you have to follow a map. But the concept of community health is instead that we offer care and services in the communities in which we live. To me, it seems a little more meaningful to receive care where you're used to buying your groceries or going to school, to see doctors that work right down the street from you so that know you, that know your family, that know what you're going through in your community. And Miles Square Health Center, we do that. We now have 12 sites all across the west and south sides. And for you ladies that have been coming to us for your care, we are so happy to be here for you. We provide primary care, but also women's health, men's health, cancer screening, a lot of different topics to not only treat your current problems, but also prevent future ones. I think that's more importantly why we like being parts of communities, so that we can hopefully make all of us together more healthy. I enjoy practicing this type of medicine. I mean, even when I was at the jail, and my dad still to this day can't believe I was a doctor there, but I loved every second of it. Even at the jail, I felt that I was helping a community of people that didn't have services elsewhere. And so that's the type of medicine I love to practice, and I just feel fortunate to do that every day. So the organization that Dr. Goldberg mentioned, the Tour for Diversity in Medicine, that's my other passion. I go around the country and talk to students and just try to encourage them and tell them I made a lot of mistakes along the way, but I still got here. I wasn't that perfect student, but I still got here, and that it's possible. And so far we've reached 3,000 students across the country. It's incredible. Really thank you for recognizing Miles Square. Thank you for acknowledging the importance of our work, and I just hope I will continue to do that and help more and more of you within childhood, because it's just a natural partnership to be a resource, again, in the communities in which you live. Why else? It just seems obvious to me. So I thank you, and Miles Square, thank you.
My great pleasure to present our second award for this afternoon to Rhea Vetterman. Rhea currently serves as Director of Administration for the Center for Global Health in the Department of Emergency Medicine at the University of Illinois at Chicago. Rhea received her undergraduate degree in nursing from Bradley University, where she was able to learn how to meet society's healthcare needs. And from there, Rhea received her master's degree in health systems management from Rush University, which is ranked within the elite top 10 health administration programs. At the University of Illinois at Chicago Hospital, she provides vision, sets goals to help the operations grow, and inspires the staff. Her areas of expertise vary from fiscal operations to human resources. Rhea is indeed a role model to every young woman because of her true dedication to society's needs. She has a creative mind that she uses to help the hospital continue its mission of helping the people of Chicago. ChildLink is grateful for your hard work, Rhea, for your dedication. Thank you for being the role model that you are, and congratulations on this well-deserved award.
I sat down last night and I thought about what I wanted to say, and there's three things I really want to focus on today, is education, role models, and positive thinking. So everyone has a place where they come from. We have no choice on when we are born, who our parents are, or how we are raised. But when we become adults, we do have a choice on how we live our lives and how we use our skills and abilities in the world around us. So I want to give you a little history about me. I was raised by parents who both grew up in the city. My dad shared many stories growing up. He grew up on the street mostly and moved to different apartments every year. He never went to the same school. He said every year he started fresh in a new school. And my mom had very similar stories. But my parents were both very fortunate. They both graduated from high school. My dad enlisted in the Navy, and my mom went to work for the telephone company. So they had 4 children, and we lived with my grandparents. And on a leap of faith, as my mom used to say, we left the grandparents' house and ventured out on our own. So later in life, they told me how scary it was to leave with limited income and not knowing if they could make ends meet. Yet my mom always seemed to have faith and positive thinking. She always thought and always said, don't worry, we'll have enough food, we'll have clothes, and we have a roof over our heads. That's all we need. She goes, I am lucky, and I have faith that everything will work out. And she said that all the time, all the time. So I want to recognize my mother because she was one of my role models. I'm not sure if she knew it or not at the time, but she was a perfect role model for me. She understood the importance of a good education and expected and demanded all of her children, all 4 of us, that we go to college. But she also did something else. When my youngest sister entered 1st grade, my mother decided to go to college herself. And she graduated actually with her bachelor's degree the same year I graduated from high school. So it took her about 6 or 7 years to do that. But to everyone's surprise, she wasn't done. So she continued on with her master's degree, and she graduated with her master's the year I graduated from college. So she did that in 4 years. So after she had her degrees, it was in education and counseling. She went to work as a career counselor at a local women's university to teach other women that the world is open to their dreams if they continue their education and work hard. So during this time, my mother demonstrated with patience, dedication, and hard work, anything is possible. She planted these seeds early, and she expected all of her daughters to attend and graduate from college. And she believed that a continued education brings opportunities, and I want to thank her for that. So if I talk about a little bit about myself now, you know, when you're like 6th, 7th, 8th grade, it's all very awkward. I didn't have very many friends. I really wasn't into many extracurricular activities. But when I entered 9th grade, things started to change because I found another role model, mentor for me, who happened to turn out to be my health teacher. He actually was the football coach too, and I can still remember him to this day. He was a huge, big guy, very loud, deep voice, and he did not let anyone get away with anything in that classroom. He was straightforward and dominated the room. He demanded respect in that classroom. And he also did a really interesting thing. Each day, he would write down a quote on the blackboard, and he would make everyone in the class recite that quote, repeat the quote, and then he gave a moment of silence to think about the quote. And so at the time, you know, nobody really cared or understood what he was doing. But you know, there's one quote that has stuck through all my life, and so I'm going to tell you what that quote is. And it's not really a quote. It was the word character. And then he said, the definition of character, the ability to persist against constant opposition. And I have used that quote over and over all through my life since 9th grade, whenever there's been any opposition in my life. And it just resonated with me. I'm not sure why, but it just did. But after that resonated with me, I started to believe I have character. I am creative. I am smart. And so you know when you're awkward, all of a sudden I have this transformation. And I started to think, this is what I started to believe, that what I think actually impacts what happens. And now I'm going to say, oh my God, is that what my mother did? Because what did she always say? I am lucky, and I have faith that everything will work out. So it just kind of clicked that what you think can impact what actually happens in your life. So that teacher planted a seed and demonstrated that if you put in the work and the respect and you affirm positive thinking, you can actually do good things and good things will happen. So for the first time, I started to understand that I have the power to determine my future. I have the power to create my experience in this world. I was not really interested in extracurricular activities, I already said that, but I did like my health and sociology class. And so I enjoyed learning about different cultures and norms, and I actually had to go, the opportunity to go on a field trip to the hospital, which provided examples of what real people do. And in high school, I wanted to do what real people did. So after school, I actually went to volunteer in the hospital coffee shop. And because of that volunteer experience, I snagged my first job. Actually, somebody offered to pay me to work the counter in a pharmacy. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get paid, this is awesome. But the owners actually saw determination in me, and they gave me different jobs. So I became the cashier, I stocked shelves, I packaged medicine. I did all sorts of things. But these experiences in high school laid the foundation for my future. I found working gave me independence. I could make decisions about how I was going to spend and save my money. And I realized I never wanted to be dependent. I had the ability, using my skills, to take care of myself in this world. So when I was a senior in high school, and it was time to think about college, I decided I wanted to be a nurse. And I want to say it's really important to take a moment to think, prepare, and set your goals. But along the way, make sure you're open to unexpected things that come up. Because as I realized, the more I became educated, the more I learned, and the more I had experiences, my thoughts and interests changed and expanded. You need to be open to change. Don't fear it. Change is constant. It makes us grow and it makes us move forward. I know I liked being a nurse, and I could still be a nurse, but I realized I was able and I could do more. So in my junior year in college, everyone laughed at me because I took an administration class, and I loved it. And it sounds boring, but I love this class. And so then I started taking some business classes my senior year, which none of the nurses did, but I did that, and I just loved it. You know, a big challenge. There were many highs and lows, and I struggled. I worried. There were naysayers. There were people in my life who told me I couldn't do this, that I would never pass, that I could never get through the program. But I started again to think that I might not be, I thought then I might not be smart enough. But when I stopped, took a deep breath, slowed down, and just took a minute to think, then I knew that I can do what I wanted to do. Another quote that I love that I just want to say and then I'm going to wrap up is from Howard Thurman, and I use this quote a lot. He's an educator, an author, and a civil rights leader, and he says, "Don't ask what the world needs, ask what makes you come alive and go and do that, because what this world needs is people who have come alive." So we as women have many conscious and unconscious oppositions, but having character is a very important trait. Think for yourself and make decisions based on what works for you. So I just want to leave you today with a couple of things that I've learned on my journey. Control what you control and let go what you cannot control. It is very important to maintain a balanced lifestyle, and women must take care of themselves if they want to take care of others. Please exercise, read, and always find time to be creative. And it's never too late to start a new hobby or interest. So what you give in your life, you will get back.